gratitude.
Your humble disciple, my goddess, to whom you owe nothing.
Your scales lack balance.
I had hoped my penance might correct my imbalance, but I see now that's impossible. I accept the scales regardless of the outcome.
They lack balance because of what lies ahead of you.
Then we must spare the world the pain I will cause. I willingly submit.
What lies ahead of you is your service to me.
How may I serve you in death?
Your death is delayed. I once relied on a servant whose scales balanced perfectly. In exchange, I was bound to stone for 2,000 years.
But I have disciples all over the world whose scales balance perfectly, awaiting your command. They are worthy, my goddess.
But you are the one who set me free. You are the avatar that I need. Serve me, and you will find peace. Do not let the pain of the past control you.
As you wish.
You have got to love the Marvel writers. Now, I'm a big-time Marvel fan, right? Got about 3,000 comic books inside my closet right there. Big-time Marvel fan. But I missed this on my first watching of the show Moon Knight. I missed this little part. Now, if you caught on to what they were saying, this guy, the villain, I forgot his name, he is an avatar of the Egyptian goddess Amit, where if you don't know the story, at the time frame when you die and you make it to the scales of Mayat and your heart is measured against the feather of Mayat, if you are not in balance, if your heart is heavier, then the goddess Amit will come and consume your heart and you will go into oblivion. So it's the final judgment. Amit gives the final judgment if you don't go into the field of reeds. So what was interesting about that clip? What was interesting about that clip the most that I did not catch the first time is the reference that they are making to Jesus. Yes, the reference they are making to Jesus. Because Amit says that once she had a avatar whose scales were balanced, but what did that get her? But 2,000 years of imprisonment in stone. Meaning that because of Jesus and the teachings of Jesus, because people started believing and worshiping Jesus and not Amit, she was encased in stone until this gentleman came and freed her from this stone with a spell. So it's indicating a couple of things here. The first thing that is indicating is that Jesus was a disciple of Amit. So according to your biblical story, Jesus went down to Egypt and studied in Egypt and was living in Egypt before returning back to the Levant, back to Israel. So while he was down in Egypt, he was learning this Egyptian magic, this Egyptian belief system, and became a follower of Amit. And then began his teachings and so on and so forth. But because these guys' power is based on partially, if people believe in them, I know that's somewhat from the other show as well as the belief of the people, but these guys still exist no matter what. But there are magical spells that can be done to imprison these guys, and that's what this Jesus learned to do, was to imprison Amit after he gained enough power from all his followers to be able to imprison Amit into stone, and this guy came and freed him. The other thing it indicates is saying that Jesus was a sorcerer, that he was a magical being, that he knew some magic. And he was able to utilize that magic, and that's what he was using the Egyptian magic in order to heal people and do all these other things for people, because that's what this guy does in the show. On occasion, he heals people and things of that nature. What brings about when he said he has all these followers all around the world is because he's going around and he's been doing the Jesus thing and getting followers. And so I find it very interesting that the Marvel writers have taken this story, even though there's a few things they could have done better with the Moon Knight series, and I hope that Moon Knight comes in and they have the Midnight Suns series or movie for Midnight Suns. You ain't a comic book person, you ain't gonna know what I'm talking about. But Moon Knight character dives deep into a lot of Egyptian themes. If you like that sort of thing, it's a great series to watch. And so I missed that whole part. But upon rewatching it, I saw it and I was like, I gotta find a clip of this. And so I found that clip. Hopefully it won't be monetized my channel or at least the video because I'm using Marvel stuff. But that part was so funny to me, and the fact that I missed it. But Jesus went down to Egypt, was a worshiper of Amit, learned and became the avatar of Amit, gain Amit's powers, utilize those powers to heal people and to get people to follow him. And then once they follow him, he used that same magic from Amit to imprison Amit into a stone until this guy came and freed him. So they are portraying that Jesus was a magical character who worshiped the Egyptians' gods. So what do you guys think about that? You think Marvel is just absolutely wrong, or is that badass? I think it's badass personally, since the Jesus character doesn't exist as far as the biblical version is concerned. So what do you guys think? And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.